But yeah, so from like a spectator perspective, live, the games were kind of challenging to really follow, and some people were like, oh, I had a really easy time watching it, and I was like, well, you're fucking lying, because the cyclocross event, you kind of pick a corner and it's like F1, they just like zoom by.
But it would be fun to be on the sidelines of the cyclocross thing with like a metal rod or something to just toss out there to see if we can get one of those.
Enough of them were eating it
like
anyway.
Indiana Jones and Last Crusade.
They didn't need any help falling down.
So for some of the days, I found myself like watching the morning events the best I could, which was basically standing and watching a giant screen. And then I would leave and just go to a coffee shop and spend the entire rest of the day watching it on Wi-Fi in air conditioning with coffee.
That sounds way better.
That's right.
That's how we watched it.
Fantastic. That's the way to do it.
Were you not in the stadium?
No, just leave the stadium. Because there's no reason for me to be there. It's either
it added nothing for you to be there.
Right. You know, so. I had no sort of like compulsion to wander the vendor village. Like I saw all my friends, I said hi to everyone I wanted to say hi to, and I was like, all right, well, at this point, if I want to follow the event and actually be able to work, I can't be here anymore. And so, you know, that's one thing that they can pretty easily fix. Like, you know, the North Park venue where they did the obstacle course and the strongman stuff, that venue was kind of like just a mismatch of some bad decisions, I would say. Logistically, it just wasn't planned out well. They basically like took a parking lot just north of the Coliseum and they built a venue. So they brought in like a giant video board, bleachers around it, and then they built like this 3-foot platform or 4-foot platform and cut it in half, and half of it was sand and the obstacle course, and the other half was like fake turf. So they created it from scratch. The problem was, while the obstacle course is up, there was no good seating. You know, there's maybe, I don't know, 600 or 700 seats that were like sideways that you could watch the entire action. But if you're sitting in any of the other seats, you're blocked by one of the obstacles, right? Whether it was a wall or the net or like whatever, something was blocking your view. So you could only really see part of the event. And then the same thing was going on when the strongman stuff was. They did a good job of tearing down the obstacle course pretty quickly after it was done, but still, it was just like it was hard to follow. It's hard to watch the entire thing when you're standing, you're below the level of the event, and when you're seated, you're either too far away from the action or you're obscured by something else. I think that's a really easy fix. You know, that's just something that if they have a little more time, which now they have a full year of leeway, they can plan that better. They have this space. They know what they can build.
They have experience within the space now.
Experience within the space. They know what they have available to them. So they can really build out something that's a lot more. In my mind, what would work there is something like the soccer field from Carson. Huge open space, a ton of seating right on top of it so that you can see everything, and it has that really epic feel. The North Park was just a little too small and like mixed up to have that epic feel.
Interesting.